All right, you guys know how much I appreciate you. Here's what I'm gonna ask you to do. There's a subscribe button. That is very important. First time on the channel, I bring it to you Monday through Friday every day to bring you the business credit, personal credit, finances. I help you grow with the education of credit, like knowing your kid's name. When you have to make a credit decision, you have to know what to do, how to do it. You don't need to be thinking about it, right? So that's why I come to you every day to keep you accountable, to make sure I keep you up to date with the most information, the new data, the things that are coming out. So what we had a lot of clients asking us here is this: how do we build our business credit? But more importantly, let's say that you don't have a social security number that is high enough to actually get business credit cards. Today we're going to talk about actually getting business credit cards without a personal guarantor or a PG. Okay, but there's a couple steps you got to follow, and this is exactly what I did for my business. There's a couple steps that you have to follow in order before you can start getting credit cards for your business without a personal guarantor. That's called a standalone. That means your business itself has enough credit that you don't need a personal guarantor to get credit cards. Okay, once your business is established a little bit, and again, this is not an overnight process. It's a process, but not overnight one. So follow these couple steps, okay? And then within a few weeks, guys, you're going to be in a position where you can start getting credit cards without using a personal guarantor. All right. So the first thing is this. Now, I'm talking to two different groups of people. Group A has never started a business before, okay? And maybe they're brand new and they just want some steps on how to start getting their business credit started. And then group B is, hey, look, I've got a business established already, but maybe I didn't follow some of these steps, okay? I'm going to lay it out for you guys. I've got over 10 tips for you, and then I've got one bonus thing if you stay to the end I want to share with you as well. But here's the deal. In order to build business credit, okay, the first thing, and again, I'm talking to the people who haven't started a business yet, is you got to get on to, here in the state of Florida, we have what they call sunbiz.org. Okay, so this is your state where you're going to start a business. Okay, it's called basically just incorporating yourself, whether it's an LLC, which is going to protect you, okay, limited liability corporation, or, you know, for tax purposes, it works a little bit better if you do an S Corp or a C Corp. I always start with an LLC and then I talk to my tax attorney and I say, should I switch it to an S Corp or a C Corp, okay? But generally it's easy to start with an LLC. Now, once you do that, okay, again, we have sunbiz.org in Florida. If you're not in the state of Florida, find out where you're local and then basically just start a business. Costs about $135 here in the state of Florida, but it's different prices, no more than $200 at most, okay, start a business. Now, pick something catchy. Pick a name that's catchy, okay? You got to have a name. So basically what you're doing is you're going online and you're following it through the government to start a business. From there, they're going to mail you, and now they're doing it digital, your articles of organization, which literally you can have within 24 to 48 hours. All right, that's step one. Number two is you got to get an EIN number. Okay, you need an EIN number, which is basically like for your personal credit, it's a 9-digit number, but it's for your business. Okay, so this is your business social. It's called EIN. Okay, you can go online and it is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a penny. And someone who's never had any tech experience or never been on a computer before, you could do this in probably 10 minutes or less. Okay, so now we've got our business started, okay, we've got a catchy name, and then you can check the names to make sure that, you know, the names are available. So if it's something catchy and you're like, oh, I love this name for my business, ready to start my own business, just make sure it's available. It'll tell you right there, not available or available, whatever the case is. Once you get that, you pay your $135 right there online. You have your articles organization. You can then go immediately get your EIN, which is also online. Just type in free EIN, and it'll tell you right to the website to go to where you can get your 9-digit number for your business. Okay? Now, you're also going to need an address. Okay? This cannot be a P.O. box. Very important step. Do not go like anything that starts with P.O. Box XXX. Now, you can do a couple different options. Okay? When I started my business, I went to a FedEx box, and it was actually a legitimate address, 13275, you know, James Boulevard. It didn't have P.O. Box in the beginning. This is very important. You can also use your house. Maybe your house is a business, right? So If you don't want to go get a physical address from another, if you don't want to put your house address on public record, which we're going to talk about, then you would probably want to go with a physical address, a business address, okay, where you're going to get your mail sent to, but it can't be P.O. Box. Okay? Now, you could also use Regis. Regis is another company where you can have a physical address. That's a small monthly fee, but you can have meetings there and literally like you're renting a room and it has a physical address. Okay, if you want to meet clients there. Okay? Now, the next thing you want to do is get a phone number. There's two options, okay? You can do Google Voice, which is free, or you can do Grasshopper, which is what I did, small monthly fee, where you can get like a 1-800 number. Why? Because you don't want people calling your cell phone or your landline. Well, most people don't have landlines anymore, but let's say that you had one. You don't want people having, like your clients having your number. So what's cool about these is the Grasshopper or your Google, they'll ring that number, okay? And then you'll pick it up on your regular cell phone, but they don't know your cell phone number. So you can actually just have it transferred right to your cell phone. Very, very cool that they get an actual real number that looks legit. 800 number, you can go with a local number, whatever the case is. So Grasshopper or Google Voice. Okay, now you need to get in public record. Okay, this is one of the most important steps because if you're not in public record for your business or yourself, you're not going to start getting those pre-approval. Like when you get yourself into, here's a company you can use, listyourself.net. Okay, listyourself.net. That puts you into public record. Also, you can Google opt-in, opt-out. Then make sure that you follow through the prompts and make sure that you opt in. You want to opt in. That puts you on the grid. It puts you into public record. So that way, credit card companies can start sending you these pre-approval letters. Okay, maybe they'll send you a couple letters based on you being in public record. The cool thing about it is they've already done a soft pull, so they're not going to do a hard inquiry for the most part when you are already in public record. Now, that being said, your next step after you're in public record, and again, this takes about a week. Okay, so now the first couple steps I told you, you could all do within the same day. Once you're in public record, you got to wait about a week, okay, because it goes into the system. All right, now from there, once we're in public record, we need to start with our net 30s. Okay, and I'm going to recommend 5 companies that I would use. These are the same ones I used. Net 30 accounts. What a net 30 is they are willing to give you basically credit cards, but they're net 30, meaning that you can use them and you have to pay them back within 30 days. Now, there are some net 45s and net 60s and net 90s as well, but I use the net 30 accounts, okay? So some of those companies that you can use are Uline, Granger, you can use a Pitney Bowes. We used Office Max, okay? These are a couple that you can use. You want at least 5. Vistaprint, okay? So there's 5 right there. Use those companies as your net 30s. This is a must. So follow the steps so far that I've done and then apply for these companies. They are net 30s. You've already got yourself in a public record. You got your company going. You need net 30s, okay? It is a must. That's why I'm telling you how to do this in order, okay? Because the ultimate goal, again, is to be able to get our credit cards, business credit cards, without using your social, without any personal guarantor. And I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to leave you with a bonus that's going to like knock your socks off, okay? So once we have that, you have to first understand that on the personal side, okay, I'm going back and forth a little bit so just so you can understand. The personal side of things, you have Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, okay? Those are the 3 major credit bureaus. On the business side of things, you have Small Business Equifax, Small Business Experian, you have the SBFE, and you have Dun & Brad, which is the largest credit bureau for business, okay? Now, that's where your stuff's going to report to, okay? You can also check your credit report on NAV, that's NAV.com. That's how you check your credit report for business. On personal, obviously it's, freecreditreport.com, Credit Karma, whatever. You can't check business credit over there, so you got to go to nav.com. That's a very popular one. Most people love it. Okay? Now, here's the deal. Because on the personal side of things, you have a FICO score, okay, and try to get as high as you can over 800. Man, people are trying to push, right? Remember I told you anything over 780 is bragging rights. Doesn't matter if you're 781, someone has an 847, same rates. On the business side of things, you want between an 80 and a 100, what they call Paydex. Your Paydex is your scoring model, like FICO is on the personal. Paydex is what they're looking for on business, okay? So Paydex score, you want between 80 and 100. So when you pull your NAV report, okay, make sure you got your 5 lines that you just got. Make sure they are reporting. Now you're looking, you're like, okay, cool, I'm looking good. I've got my 5 net 30s on there. I'm in public record. I've got my business created. I've got my EIN. Looking really good. All right? Once your 5 net 30s have posted, the next main important step that you need to do is you need vendor credit. This is also where you're going to get 5. Okay? 5 vendor credits. Now, you can't use these vendor credits, which I'm going to share with you a bonus in a minute. You can't use these vendor credits like Visa, MasterCard. Okay? So, Dell computers, Apple computers, Lowe's, Home Depot. Okay? These are some of the ones that you want for your vendor credit. Office Max. Okay? Vendor credit is your next step after your net 30s. Now, you want those 5 to report as well. And again, by checking nav.com, you'll be able to make sure that those 5 vendor credits have posted. Okay? So now, I'm going to go through it real quick. You got your articles organization because then you went and got your EIN, you've created your company, you got your EIN number, your net 30s, and you've also got your vendor credit. You're looking really good right now, okay? You should have between an 80 and a 100 score on your Paydex, all right? Now, if you need to go back to this video 10 times, literally, this is what I would do. I would literally just go back through this video as many times as you need to so that way you can just watch it, go through the steps. These are the exact same steps that I took to run my company, and I do it with every single company. It's rinse and repeat, it's the same thing, right? I do the net 30s and then I do my vendor credit. Okay, 5 there, 5 there. All right? Now, here's the cool thing. After all of those are there, your net 30s, your vendor credits are now all showing on NAV. Then there are multiple credit cards, Visas, MasterCard, American Express, that will not require a personal guarantor. Okay? So I'm talking about ones you can use anywhere because you've built your business credit up to now what they call the standalone. Also, many dealerships will lease vehicles. Once you get to this point, you got your net 30s and your vendor credit on there, they're going to pull up. You go to lease a vehicle through the business. Most cars, trucks, whatever you're trying to get, you can lease it without using your social. Okay? So this is very, very important. There's a lot of things. You can get furniture. You can do, trying to expand your business with getting Visa cards and MasterCards. And again, your social is not needed. That's the most important thing is because you've built the EIN number up enough by following the steps I just gave you to where a personal guarantor is not required to using your social. Okay? So I was able to get a few vehicles without using my social at all because I followed the steps. All right? Now, I'm going to leave you guys with this little tip here that I promised. Once you follow your steps, go all the way through, okay, and you're showing that you've got your 5 net 30s on there, you're making a payment on them, maybe you made a payment to one of your line or your Granger, one of the ones I gave you for your net 30s, and you've got your vendor credit on there reporting, okay? Remember one of the ones I told you on your vendor credit called Lowe's? Here's what you can do. Once you get your Lowe's credit card, again, it's a store card, it's not a Visa or MasterCard. Once you get that card, what you can do is actually liquidate that into cash if you need it. Okay, and the way to do that is you take your Lowe's card and on the shelf inside of Lowe's, they actually have Visa cards, which are all the way up to 500, okay, 500, 100s, whatever. You use your Lowe's card, buy the Visa gift cards that are inside Lowe's with your Lowe's card that's not a Visa logo, and now you just converted your Lowe's card into cash. So what I've taught people how to do is, you say you get whatever, a couple thousand, $5,000 Lowe's card, and you need a couple thousand, you can just go buy it and say, hey, I'm having a party. Having a party for my company, right? And then you can take your Lowe's card, go get yourself, 4 or 5 of the $500 Visa cards, bing, bang, boom, use the Lowe's card. Now you just liquidate it. Now you have 4 or 5, whatever as many as you want, of the $500 Visa cards that you can use anywhere. Okay? Little trick of the trade for you guys. I wanted to give that to you. So now, that all being said, make sure you go through this video as many times as you need. I would go back through it, pause it, take notes. Anytime it's worth doing once, it's worth doing a million times. Do it over and over again. Watch it over and over again. Follow the steps, go through it, and make sure you subscribe, guys. It helps us out a lot. Give us a thumbs up. Comment below. If you have any comments on this, you have any questions, post them below. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys. But it's important that you also turn on that bell notification, because these are the kind of videos I do every day, ones that change people's lives. So if you turn on your bell notification now, please, and make sure that you smash the thumbs up and you subscribe if it's your first time here. And if it's not your first time here, welcome back. We do this every day. You know that I'm bringing the value like crazy to make sure you guys can succeed in life and finance. And my goal is to actually raise the national credit average. I'm here to help you, okay? Also, if you want the step-by-step, okay, the catch is this. I can't do a 10-minute YouTube video and show you everything. Okay, which is why I created a program called the Credit Game Bachelor's Edition. If you guys want the complete layout, and I walk you through videos of literally how to do this step by step, okay? How to remove the hard stuff off your credit report, right? So maybe you're like, hey, you know what? I actually need my credit fixed as well, because even though I can get credit cards a couple months from now with no personal guarantor, I would love to have a good credit so I can get some personal credit cards as well. Our bachelor's is our business credit. So again, I can't do it all in this video, but what I can do is, if you call me, we have our bachelor's program. We've got a special on it today. If you guys want to, give me a call at 904-420-7772. Let them know you watched the video. They'll take care of you. I've got a great special on our bachelor's today, specifically because I'm doing it on business credit. So whether you're in business, been in business for a long time, brand new to business, I guarantee you didn't go through, even if you've been in business for 10 years, most people didn't go through these steps that I went through, that I just showed you. But what I do in the bachelor's is you get over 60 videos, and it's literally walk like a 4th grader could build business credit. I take you all the way from the beginning, like I just did here, all the way through funding to what credit cards to get based on your NAV score, based on your scoring models, based on which bureau to go to. Literally, like, should I be going to, Dun & Brad? Who's going to pull from this one? What credit cards I can get? How do I get high credit limits on my business? Go back to this video again as many times as you need to. We're here to help you. 904-420-7772. This is how to get business credit cards without using your social. 904-420-7772. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mike, the Credit Game.